Hey everyone, we are cash stuffing money for our sinking funds and savings challenges for our first paychecks of August. Let's get to it. Welcome or welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Laura. I'm a teacher, a mom, a budgeter. We use a zero-based budgeting system, sinking funds and savings challenges to help us stay on track with our finances. I also primarily use prop money in our budgeting systems as well as some digital tools. So if these are things that interest you, take a minute, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a future video. Hello. Hope you all are having a great day today. It is time to cash stuff our money from our first paychecks of August. We are a little behind here, but that is okay. We've got our bundles here to stuff. If you are new here, we are a two-income family. My husband and I are both teachers, and we primarily use 3 banks to help us stay organized with our finances. We do cash stuff a small amount of real cash. We use one bank primarily for our variable expenses, another bank primarily for our fixed expenses, and then we have our high-yield savings account as well. So let's go ahead and get to it here today. Again, I'm running a little behind here on this. So some of the money for our variable expenses with our real cash has already been pulled, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and make it work. So let's go ahead and see what we have here. I think we have 65 now after we've pulled some of the money that we needed to use. So we got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So 45 in fives. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20 in ones. This little teller slip here is created in my Google Sheets spreadsheet that I use for budgeting. When I input my numbers here, it creates this cash teller slip based on the formulas that I use, which is wonderful. Let's go ahead and get this money cash stuff here. We do have, again, just a small amount that we do cash stuff in real cash, and then the remainder of our money is in prop money to represent all of the things that we are doing digitally. Because I'm cash stuffing a little bit late here in August, which is part of the course for the beginning of August here for me, some of these categories are going to get skipped this time, like household, but we are going to go ahead and put $5 in our fun envelope. Many of these categories just get $5, with the exception of a few that get a little bit more. So fun just has $5 now. Girls is also going to get $5 also, and that is all that it has. It's just nice to have a little bit of cash on hand for certain things. Pets is going to get skipped because we already used this money. We had a grooming appointment and we pay our groomer in cash, but we do have a little bit remaining here for upcoming appointments. So we have 5, 10, 15, 20, and $25 in our pets envelope. And then moving right along here to miscellaneous. Miscellaneous is also going to get $5, and that is all that it has. And our giving envelope also is going to get $5, as most of these categories do. 5, 10, 15, and 20 is what our giving envelope has here now. And then moving right along here to school, our school envelope is also going to receive $5. This has been building since we haven't been using it recently, but we will now. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Now that back to school season is definitely upon us. And the next one here, sports and activities, also is going to get $5. This one also has been building for a little bit here since we have not had many sports and activities requiring anything recently. We've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and 55. So $55. I also added a little bit of cash here because I had sold something, some old equipment and things, and so I went ahead and added that cash to this envelope as well. Since it was a sports item, I went ahead and put it in this envelope. And next up, our celebrations and gifts envelope here is also going to get $5. Now it has 5, 10, 15, and 20. And then the same for our holidays and birthdays. Probably next cash stuffing, I'll try to get some 20s here to condense some of these envelopes here. $5 for holidays and birthdays, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. And then lastly, we've got a variable cash buffer back here as well that is also going to get 5. So 5, 10, and 15 is what that envelope has right now. So just a little bit of cash that we do like to cash stuff for some of our variable expenses. That leaves us with these 21s. And if you have been here before, then you know these 21s are definitely going into my letterbox. We will cash stuff these on Tuesdays with our tinies, and we'll see if we're able to finish any of our letterbox. We tend to stuff about $10 a week. And then if we have any remaining singles from any other cash spending that we do, we go ahead and add it to this as well. So our green binders here are finished, and those are the only binders that do have real cash in them. Let's move on to my blue binder here. My blue binder, again, is representative of a savings account that's connected to a checking account. This is the account that we primarily use for our variable expenses, and there are categories that we kind of consider some non-negotiables where it will get cashed off every pay period, and we don't rely on savings challenges in order to fund them or to fund them fully. I love using savings challenges, but it's a little bit unpredictable. So we like to use our savings challenges to fund other goals. And then we have these categories that we kind of consider our non-negotiables because either they are time-based or there's certain deadlines and due dates that we want to make sure that we have the cash available for. So we should have 190 here to cash stuff into our sinking funds in this binder. We've got 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 75, 80, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, and 90. So we do in fact have our 190 here. Let's go ahead and get it separated and take a look at these sinking funds. We're going to start off here with subscriptions. Subscriptions is going to get $23 here, 1, 2, and 3. So 23 gets added in, and let's see what we have now. We've got 50, 70, 71, 72, 73, and 74. So these are any subscriptions that are connected to this particular bank that we want to make sure that we have those funds available when they hit. So Amazon subscriptions is also going to get stuffed here. These are things that are stock up items that we get in bulk every so often, and so we always like to have this sinking fund to be able to have available for those things. So let's go ahead and get this organized here. We've got 50, 70, 90, 110, 115, 120, 21, 22, and 23. So 123 now for our Amazon subscriptions sinking fund. And then we've got Chewy. Chewy is empty here because we just recently used some of that money. Again, this is something that every couple of months or so we have certain things, supplements or things that come out that we like to have this money available so we don't go over our budgeted amount in pets for that pay period. And then we're going to go ahead and skip all the way through here to celebrations and gifts. Celebrations and gifts is going to get $5. This is one of those categories that we also use sinking funds for, but we're also going to cash stuff $5 a pay period to prepare for some end of the school year graduations that we have coming for some family members. So just $5 a pay period will help us be prepared for those things. 5, 10, 11, and 12. We'll also use this for other gifts along the way, but that's where those savings challenges really help us out here as well with this particular envelope. And then lastly here, holidays and birthdays is going to get $15. We also use savings challenges for this one as well, but we also like to add $15 a pay period so that for all of those nieces and nephew birthdays and things that pop up, we've got money prepared for that. 10, 20, 30, 35, 40, and 45 is what we have here for holidays and birthdays. And that should leave us with $60 here. And we have more than $60, and that is because we skipped haircuts. Oh my goodness, we skipped haircuts here. Haircuts should be receiving $30. That's why we have extra money. I was starting to lose my mind there for a minute. I'm like, why do we have so much extra? So haircuts is going to get $30 here. We've got 50, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So 114 now here in haircuts and beauty. Now we should have $60 here, and yes, we do. Our $60 is going to go into our Mini Mondays bank so that we can use this money each week to go ahead and save with our Mini Mondays challenges. Now we have 20, 40, 60, 80, and 85. So we just keep this money here, and then I will exchange it for ones when we're ready to play our Mini Mondays games. So that's going to do it here for our blue binder there. Got a little confused there at the end. Not knowing why I had that extra money. And now let's go ahead and move on to our red binder. So our red binder here functions very similarly to our blue binder. Our red binder has prop money that is representative of money in a savings account that's connected to a checking account with a different bank. This is the bank that we primarily use for fixed expenses, and then we have some sinking funds in here as well that we'd like to stuff. We should have 221 to cash stuff today. We did make some changes here based on our budget. We had a plan, and then plans changed just a little bit. So 221 is what we should have. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 200, 5, 10, 15, 20, and 21. So we do have 221. We had a little bit more that we were going to put into some categories, and then we realized, whoop, nope, that's not going to happen. We have some back to school things that were popping up that we needed to take care of. So now starting off with subscriptions and memberships here in this binder, these are things that are connected to this particular bank. So this is going to get 46, 40, 45, and 46. Things like Costco memberships or any streaming memberships and things that are more on a long-term, not a monthly basis, but either like 6 months or a year. So now we have 100, 200, 300, 400, 20, 40, 60, 65, 66, and 67. So 467 here for subscriptions and memberships. And then garbage is going to get $10 here. Our garbage bill is something that happens every 4 months. And so we have a little sinking fund envelope here to cash stuff every pay period, one of those non-negotiables, so that when that bill does hit, we've got that money ready to go. Electric year-end adjustment is just going to get 5. We are on a comfort billing plan with our electric bill, but at the end of the month, there is an adjustment, and sometimes we do end up owing more if we use more. So we like to fuel this as well. Now we have 100, 20, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 71, and 72. I'm going to go ahead and cash condense here. I've got my bank of money over here. Let's go ahead and condense this as well. 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, and 50. So let's go ahead and grab a 50 here while I have my bank off to the side to slim down that envelope. So 172 is what we have. This usually happens at the end of the year, so that is progressing nicely. And then gas for the winter season. We are not on a comfort billing plan for the gas bill, but what we do like to do is budget a certain amount. It's getting 20 here. And then if we have extra money that is not used, we'll go ahead and move it into this envelope, because during the winter season, that bill tends to go higher than that budgeted amount. So we keep the same budgeted amount for the entire year. When we don't use all of it, we save it, and we like to add a little bit each pay period as well. And then in the winter season, when we need that extra money, we've got that available. So now we have 120, 40, 60, 80, 90, 200, 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Let's go ahead and condense here while we can as well. So we should keep the 14, and then this should be 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 95, and 100. So let's grab 100 here to condense this. We will not be needing this for a little bit of time still, because it is still quite hot around here. But when those winter months hit, we'll definitely have a much higher bill. 1, 2, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So 214. So that helps cover the overages that end up happening during those winter months. Next up is pest control. Pest control is going to get $40 here. Again, one of those bills that happens on a quarterly basis. So now we have 20, 40, 60, 65, 66, 67, and 68. We'll go ahead and just leave those 20s in there for right now. Lawn service also is going to get $20 here, 20, 40, and 60. We'll just leave those 20s in there too. We won't condense that. And car maintenance is also going to get 20, which gives it 20 and 40 total for car maintenance. And lastly, home maintenance and projects is just going to get 10. So we'll go ahead and put that in. That is all that it has. And then we should have $50 left. Oh, we do this time. Okay, we did it correctly. That is going to go to our Freebie Friday bank back here. Same thing with Mini Mondays, but this is just our Freebie Friday bank that we'll pull weekly to be able to play with. We've got 20, 40, 45, 50, and 55. We tend to play with $25 a week with our Freebie Fridays. And now our red binder is complete, and we get to move into our high yield savings account to stuff some categories that are non-negotiables, as well as some savings challenges. Now the savings that goes into our high yield savings account is a combination of both banks. So once we go through all of our expenses, fixed expenses, variable expenses, our non-negotiables, we have some non-negotiables in our high yield as well. We see what's remaining, and then we make those decisions on what we can put into savings challenges after those non-negotiables are covered. So we have $938 that's going to go into our high yield today. Let's go ahead and give it a count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 500. 550, 600, 650. Oh, this is going to be interesting. 670, 690, 710, 730, 750, 770, 790, 810, 830, 850, 870, 880, 890, 900, right? 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, and 38. We did it right. 938 here. So 938 is going into our high yield. Again, these transfers have already been made. We just like to have the prop money to be representative of that in our sinking funds, and then as well to be able to use for savings challenges. So we've got this all set up here. So let's go ahead and start with some of our savings challenges. This is a lot more fun than some of those non-negotiables. So we are going to add $83 into our 2025 savings challenge. This again is it's a savings challenge, but it's kind of a non-negotiable one because this is what we use for Christmas. So we are adding $83 because we had to do some adjusting here. I didn't realize that all of my 85s were done already and I had 84s that were left. So 50, 60, 70, 80, 81, 82, and 83. So $83 is going in. We're going to go ahead and shade this. Now, thankfully, with our Christmas in July challenges, we were able to save over $200 in addition for Christmas. So I'm hopeful that we will not need to use all of this that we typically do each year for holiday spending. It's kind of holidays, not just Christmas, but holidays in general. Thanksgiving sometimes this money is used for also. So just kind of that whole end of the year, November, December, and even New Year's. So this has always been sort of our reliable challenge that's a non-negotiable that helps us fuel those things. But I'm hopeful in the future, and especially with Christmas in July, we might be able to randomize some of this money at the end of the year as well. So now we have 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000, 1,100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 1,200, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65, 66, 67, 68, and 69. So 1269. Let's go ahead and do some cash condensing here too while we can. So I think we can take a couple hundreds here. 51, 52. So 200 we can add here, and let's see what else we can do as well. Oh, we have another 100 that we can condense also. It's kind of nice to be able to cash condense as well as I go. So we've got 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. We got another 100 that we can add. Okay, and then let's see here, we've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. There we go. Actually, we'll take these 5s here. How many 5s do we have? We'll take those 5s here instead. 10, 20, 30, 40, 45, and 50. Let's grab a 50 here. Making a mess of all of our money, but I think that is it. I think that is all that we can condense here. 56, 7, 8, 9, 1,000, 1, 2, 1,200, 50, 60, 65, 66, 67, 68, and 69. There we go. Much smaller now too. So we are working on this. It'll take us till the end of the year as well to complete that. But that is one of our non-negotiable savings challenges that we do like to stuff every pay period. We're going to jump over now to our group plays here. We're going to add $36 here to this bank of money. So 20, 30, 35, and 36. So we're going to use this money either for group plays or for some collabs. So we've got 20, 30, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40. So $40 now total we have in our bank here for group plays. And some of this might also end up being used for collabs as well. And now this binder is complete and we can move on to our Tinies and our monthly challenges. So our Tinies bank here is going to receive $46, 20, 40, 45, and 46. So this is our bank that we use here for Tinies. Let's go ahead and add this in and see what we have. This will help us be able to play for the pay period or for the month. 20, 40, 45, 50, 55, and 56. It's not always the same amount that we are putting into our banks here for savings challenges for each paycheck. It's just whatever we're able to do based on that month. And lastly, our monthly challenges here is going to get 105 into its bank as well. So we're going to do that in, it looks like I did 100. and then 5. And we'll go ahead and break this down when we do play those games. We do have a little bit of money here continuing to play with. We've got 100, 20, 30, 35, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, and 47. So 147 in our bank for our monthly challenges. And that is it for our savings challenges. And now for the not so fun stuff, our non-negotiables that need to get stuffed, starting with property taxes. Yeah, not so fun. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 50. 450 is what is going in there for our property taxes. Again, non-negotiable. This has to get fueled every pay period so that we are prepared when that bill does come up. Well, let's go ahead and give this a count. This one's going to be rough here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4,000, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 5,000. Okay, we've got 5,000 here. 51, 50, 150, 70, 80, 90, 200, 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So 5,214, I believe is what it is. I really need to get a tracker in here in order to make that a little bit easier for me. We do have a payment here that is coming up. We can go ahead and condense a little bit here as well. Let's go ahead and grab 150, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. We'll condense here just a little bit. 100, we'll grab 100 here. And what else here? So we say we don't have any singles that we can save. We can go ahead and condense this though for a 10. This is going to get pulled though in about a month or so, so we don't need to worry about condensing too much there. Okay, so property taxes, yeah, one of those non-negotiables, but you gotta be prepared. And the next one here, these are our savings challenges for our kids. This is a Save the Age savings challenge that we like to complete. So for our oldest daughter, $15. Now this is a weekly savings challenge, and this can be found in my Etsy shop if you are interested. It starts from birth, saving $1 per week, all the way to 18. I believe I even have up to 21 as well, if you want to even extend it beyond the age of 18. We have not been fully consistent with this throughout their childhood, but it's something that recently we've been really good about being consistent with, and we'd like to try to make up some of those years that we miss, but we're just going to do the best that we can. But this is a weekly savings challenge, so we do go ahead and fill in 2 each time, since we only cash stuff every pay period. So this is going to get $30 here today, so a 20 and a 30, and this is one that we do not count on camera because it is, you know, a savings for our kids. We just like to keep that a little bit more private. And then for our other daughter, we're going to be filling in the 13-year tracker. And again, we fill in 2 because this is a weekly challenge, but we go ahead and cash stuff this with our pay periods, which is twice a month. So we fill out 2 per pay period. So that's going to be $26. And this is our last time with 13. So we do have a couple of extra to go, but there's a birthday coming up. And so we're going to go ahead and add this. Now, because this is a weekly tracker and we cash stuff 2 every pay period, we usually end up just a few short because there's more weeks than 24 pay periods that we have. So just the way that it kind of works out. So we just go ahead and try to fill that with some extra money when we can. But with that birthday coming up, we're going to start moving into the 14-year-old tracker, and then that'll be $28 per pay period. And then moving right along here to pets, our vet visits, another non-negotiable that we have is going to get $42, 20, 40, 41, and 42. Again, we consider this a non-negotiable as well because those vet visits come up in the summer for us. So we save a little bit each pay period, so we are ready to go. We've got 50, 70, 90, 100, 10, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28, and 29. Let's go ahead and cash condense while we are here also. So the 5's got to stay. Let's see, we can do a 50 though, looks like 20, 30, 40, 50, and we'll take this 50 for 100, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So we'll go ahead and grab 100 here. So that is wonderful. Both doggos did just recently go to the vet, so this took a huge hit, but now we are getting prepared for next year. So now that vet visits is complete, we're going to move on to education. So education here, school registration fees is going to get $30. Again, a non-negotiable because that bill is going to be coming and we want to be prepared when it does. So now school registration fees has 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So let's go ahead and cash condense here too while we can. 2, 4, 6, 8, 100. We'll grab, I think, our last 100 that we have over here off to the side. So 113. So I love having my separate envelopes here for the different sinking funds. Now this again is all in my high yield. So with the different categories, when I go into my account, I'll see a total for my education category. But then I now know that this amount is specifically there for school registration fees, and this amount is specific for extracurricular fees. I love to see the division, or to have the division with the use of prop money. All right, this binder is now complete, and we've got a little bit left here. Let's see what's left to cash stuff. We're going to go into our holidays binder, and we're going to add a little bit of money to Halloween because that is coming very, very soon here. We're going to add $50 here to Halloween. So now we have 50, 55, 60, 61. Let's go ahead and grab a 10 while we're here as well. So $61 here for Halloween. We wanted to add a little bit here. Again, not rely on savings challenges solely, but add a little bit here to be prepared for that. And then home, we've got our home category, and our HOA fees is a non-negotiable. That's going to get $20. 20, 40, and 60 is what it has now. Let's go ahead and grab a 10 and a 50 here. $60 for our HOA fees. So that is awesome. I don't think, can I cash condense here? Let's see. No, I think we're good. I think everything else is already where it needs to be. And then lastly, we've got a lonely $20 here left, and that is going to go towards our vehicles category, specifically for registration renewals. That is going to get that $20. We can do some cash condensing here for sure. We've got 150, 60, 70, 80, 90, 210, 230, 250, and 255. So 255 is what we have. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Although I think I'm out of 100s. We'll go to my big bank here. My big bank and grab 100 there. And so now we've got a 255 for registration renewals. Again, another non-negotiable that needs to get money every pay period so that we are ready to go ahead and pay that when it pops up. And that's going to do it here today for our cash stuffing for our first paychecks of August. If you haven't yet subscribed here and you enjoyed this video, please take a minute, hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, like button, and throw a comment down below as well. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care, be well, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.